Hi, my name is Scott Stride. I'm going to be giving you some background information and a tutorial about the Novadreamer Lucid Dream Induction device. This is part one of a three-part series. The Novadreamer is an electronic device designed by the Lucidity Institute to help people learn how to become consciously aware they are dreaming while the dream is happening. This is called lucid dreaming. During this series, I won't go into much detail about lucid dreaming. However, you can find lots of information about it on the internet. First, there were two mask devices called the Dreamlight and the Dreamlink that were the predecessors to the Novadreamer. The Dreamlight design was invented by Dr. Stephen LaBerge, Robert Rich, David Wright, and Dan Kotke sometime around 1989. A patent for the invention was filed in 1991. The Lucidity Institute received a patent for the device in April of 1996. The patent number is 5507716 in case you want to look it up. There was no separate patent for the Novadreamer, but its embodiment is similar enough to the Dreamlight that the same patent probably applies. The Dreamlight mask went on sale in 1990 for about $900 and later fetched $1,200 while still in production until 1996. It was made of two parts, the mask and a microcontroller module that connected to the mask with a cable. The Dreamlight not only sensed movements of the right eye, it also sensed skin movements above the left eyebrow. The Institute used the Dreamlight for several lucid dream studies which helped prove the reality of conscious dreaming. The Dreamlink was a simple mask design that detected REM activity and flashed lights in your eyes to wake you up during dreaming. This was mainly to help develop better dream recall and not necessarily to learn lucid dreaming. Testing of the Novadreamer began in the fall of 1993 with production sometime in 1994. The Novadreamer went on sale in December of 1994 for $275. Both it and the Dreamlight sold concurrently for a while, with there still being a demand for the higher functionality of the Dreamlight. A few years after the Novadreamer came out, the Super Novadreamer was developed and shipped in June of 1997. It basically improved upon the Novadreamer by adding an external computer hardware software interface to the mask. The program ran on Mac and Windows 95 PCs. The Super Novadreamer package came very close in performance to the Dreamlight. The Novadreamer and Super Novadreamer were formally discontinued in 2004 and at that time sold for between $600 and $1,000. You can still find used Novadreamers for sale on eBay for between $300 and $600. I have not seen any Dreamlight units for sale. There were two versions of the Novadreamer. In the earlier versions, the outside of the mask was a medium blue color with the word Novadreamer printed in white on the outside. There was also a round circle in the front, which was also white. The older versions used a slotted rotary switch to program the mask states and a microcontroller with a firmware version of 1.0. It was typically written on a white label affixed to the top of the microcontroller. On the top of some microcontrollers, the version 1.2 was painted in white letters. The later version mask was all black with a fuzzy pad on the front. The rotary switch had a knob that could be rotated easily. The microcontroller firmware was also upgraded to version 1.5. On some units, it was printed on a label on the microcontroller. On others, there was no label at all. The new firmware allowed it to work with the PES device and the Super Novadreamer. The older version Novadreamer could be upgraded by replacing the microprocessor chip. The Novadreamer kit came with an operational manual for the mask. Included was the book Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming, written by Dr. LaBerge and Howard Rheingold. It also came with a course book in lucid dreaming and a companion 2-tape or CD set that contained exercises from the book. In later versions, there was also included a CD entitled Trance Induction of Lucid Dreaming. The book was intended to supplement the course, which has reading assignments from the book. It's important to realize the course and tapes could be used to learn how to lucid dream without ever using the mask. The mask itself was an aid and not the main instrument to be used. This concludes part one of the series. In part two, I'll show you the mask and how it works.